石皇何在？
无礼！再敢放肆，我三人见了陛下，不叩拜还如此。失踪了。荒天侯，
父皇，领教了。他究竟有多强？此人威震巴域，我早想领教。
联手斩了你！
慢！当。可敢空中一战，好尽展手段。上回你大闹皇都之时，就
上来，是有话要单独对我说。哼，接下一切。
夸你乃人中龙凤，知你不凡，后又常听父皇。
为什么要做人家的傀儡？
扶我登基。
殿下如此英雄人物，
是想问你的打算？你真有三教之心，路人皆知。快吹击，别停下！
支持！时过万年，三教背后皆有圣界骑士暂为补体。
可如今时国群龙无首，我再找你厮打，可愿
玩火自焚吗？
所
你就不怕与虎谋皮，迟早变成任人宰割的附庸，入苦楚？
好。
你要保证时国万民，
助我挟制三教，也是真的。不过希望能与你全力一战，就当你答应。
贼，退下！陛下，待我等助你擒拿。
奉我之命，加封谥号为荒天王。
荒天王？
虚传。
拜见陛下。
荒天王果然名。
臣当忠心辅佐陛下。
天王，
这
日后朝政诸事，须先奏于荒。
先辅佐陛下。
不必多礼。
辅佐陛下。
臣等
什么？你们与荒天王商议，如今我们确有一事需。既然如，
平身。
今国内民心浮动，域外可陛下应知，十国上下同心，结为一体。现在三教，请陛下自三教之中各设一安定人心之策。我等思来想去，为陛下为十国虎视眈眈。敢忘起不臣之心，这样一来，巴域之内还有谁？三教成为十国国教，拜一尊者为师，如此征法，助十国一统巴域一样，竭尽全力为陛下嗣。相信荒天王也会与我三教，以后陛下自可安坐皇都，得小师弟，然后拿我们行。十国人皇城，说得好。
荒天王意下如何？
此番是我们三教
助逆吧。
荒天王说错了，
你这么能算计，去给你开疆拓土。只要我还在朝中，既试图
不敢为国浴血。你那荒天王也是贪生怕死，十国壮大。难道大明
你敢诽谤圣教？
既是国政，
也别想。荒天王，国万民这种事，你们就想控制陛下，无疑是
让人畅所欲言。怎可不让？
可荒天王毕竟刚刚，陛下见谅。还是浪得虚名。
放！
他是真的身手了得，诋毁了我等出身的圣教，我倒要
有骨气，我丈六来领。
是一人当，要战便战。一人做。
要一番。
陛下，臣也果然有些能耐。
皇天王不利，月禅，这样下去，
上来领教一下荒天王的实力。
册封10号之时，也未曾和我等商。陛下刚才
难道就这样看着他们胡闹？你身为上古大教的仙子，
不好插手此事。
你
如今我补天教，自然可不是什么好事。我劝你，臣子太过桀骜。陛下，还是看好自己的皇位吧。
被启动了。什么？法阵？
陛下。
留！朱雀司机第2。
哎，可惜力量差了点。速度是挺。
圣人之一，朕令你们住手！
你似乎增强了我的力量。那些龙马真又被牵动，这龙气。住手！你敢当面抗旨？黄天王还……他吸收
十洞天，
还激发了什么变故？不止如此，
鹏的攻击。
元人可入此，接受试。有
小世界，但那并不是因为我登基能蒸腾龙气。不久前，天宫下的小世界，他会回来，且一定会与三角。父皇早知的小世界自生感应，是因他现身皇都，让父激发这一切。只等着他开启了实冲突，所以
我等先进去探探。陛下莫要轻动。
黄天王，你与朕
说不准是先皇对他有什么交代。
我等无法入内。那石皇设下了禁制，
一同进入这小世界。小心。 气息。境界原在我之上，皇天，
陛下，
这是。你要小心。
陛下，
皇天王，
陛下，
恭喜陛下！
恭喜陛下！人皇万岁！人皇万岁！
彻底稳坐石国。
人皇万岁！
石崇志，
人皇万岁！
人皇万岁！
无头无量。而三教作为功臣，也是被囚禁于布满法阵的蓝境。离开小世界后，石浩身受重伤，功力牢之中。
Hello guys, welcome back to the Nine Clouds channel. This time, what is discussed is the continuation of the 65th Perfect World episode of the anime series. I don't forget to remind those of you who haven't subscribed, press the subscribe button and turn on the bell.
小小石块已能带花开，若我不在，一生淬炼天地造化，信念浴火盛开。
In this 65th episode, Shijie was being surrounded by Imperial soldiers. One of the three factions said that Shijie was very presumptuous for not prostrating himself when he saw His Majesty. He said, if they dared to be presumptuous, the three of them would kill him. But the Emperor stopped him, since Shijie was the one who made a big shock to the 8 Lomains. The Emperor wanted to see how strong Shijie was. Then the Emperor intervened himself to test the power of Shijie. He began to bring out his abilities and collided with Shijie's strength. The young Emperor said that fighting in the air was the best way to show strength. So they both went to the roof of the palace. When Shijie messed up in the capital last time, the Emperor was amazed by Shijie's power, and said that his father often praised Shijie and called him the strongest genius. Shijie asked, His Majesty let him hear there must be something to tell him. The young emperor replied, simply wanting to ask about his plans for coming here, whether he really wanted to stop him from ascending the throne. Xiao said, His Majesty is a hero figure, why do you want to be someone else's puppet? They continue to fight to keep the three factions unsuspecting, and continue the conversation. Everyone already knew the intentions of the three factions, but now the Shi Kingdom had no leader. He just wanted to stabilize the work situation for a while. The three factions with the support of the upper realms, sooner or later millions of people from the Shi Kingdom will become their slaves. Xiao said, don't play with fire if you don't want to get burned. And therefore rather than that, this new emperor asked Xiao to help him restrain the three factions. Xiao would help them, but he had to make sure the stoneworker wouldn't suffer, and they agreed. However, it was also true that the young emperor wanted to fight with Xiao. The emperor then took out the golden lion and Xiao took out the devil whale technique. Then the emperor pretended to lose to Xiao, for the three factions to directly confront Xiao. But when the three factions were about to attack Xiao, the emperor stopped him. Funds will instead be crowned the Huangshan king, and later all affairs must be reported in advance to the king of Huangshan. After they paid their respects to His Majesty, they asked for permission to discuss with King Huangshan. They say now the three factions and the cobblestones are of one mind and have united. But everyone's hearts and minds were unstable. On the other hand, people from the outside world were eyeing the Stone Kingdom, and planned to devise a strategy so His Majesty can rest easy. Then asked His Majesty to choose a teacher among the three factions. That way the three factions would officially become stonework factions. Then quipped Xiao for daring to be rash. That way His Majesty can sit in the imperial capital. He said King Huangshan would have the same thoughts as his three factions. Do their best to support His Majesty and help the stonework unite the 8 domains. Then the beautiful girl asked about Xiao's opinion. Xiao suggested that the Emperor of the Stone Kingdom will be your junior brother, then took control of the Stone Kingdom in order to open up new territories for the three factions. Their calculations are very good, there must be other intentions. The man then replied, that Xiao's thinking was wrong. He said this time they wanted to help develop stonework without any other intention. Instead provoked Xiao, instead isn't afraid to die and not fight for the country. Xiao said, as long as he is still in court, wants to control His Majesty on behalf of teacher and disciple and enslave the people of the Stone Kingdom, don't expect to be able to do it. One of the three factions was angry, because he felt slandered. Then the young emperor said, for government affairs why not let others have free opinion? Then they apologized and said that King Huangshan aka Xiao just now had slandered their faction. He wanted to see if he was really capable or just a title reputation. Then they started a battle of abilities. 2 people from the factions came forward to face Xiao. The fight began. However, His Majesty was also worried that something like this would be difficult for Xiao. Then talked to Yue Chan of the Ancient Sept, whether to watch and be silent when they clashed. He answered. At the time of Xiao's coronation earlier, His Majesty never brought it up first. He says Bushenhao can't just interfere in this matter. He also stated that it was not a good thing for a servant to be more arrogant. He suggested to be more firm with his own throne. Before long came the Heavenly Palace core formation. It was a ceiling formation. The appearance of the formation at once made everyone astonished. As the 2 of them used their signature technique to attack, Xiao immediately took out a fire technique and attacked them back. Then he took out a golden sun formation, and another one took out a 5-pillared divine light technique. Seeing Xiao receiving the ore from the palace core formation, then took out a rattan branch and issued a holy sword intent technique. His Majesty is worried what will happen to Xiao, then ordered them to stop. The palace core formation reacted and helped increase Xiao's strength. People from all 3 factions continued to provoke Xiao. When they attacked, Shihao dodged it and got close to the formation and opened 10 heavenly paths and absorbed the attacks of both of them. And not only that, Shihao also absorbed the power from the core formation. And the golden dragon appeared, approached Shihao, then made the two men bounce. Then the dragon went and made a small world. And those who were fated could enter to receive the test. It was a world created by the old emperor, and lately the palace was also enveloped in dragon energy. His Majesty began to be confused as to whether this was because he ascended the throne or something else. And sure enough, it was all because of Shihao's presence in the imperial capital. Then the old emperor's small world felt his presence. Because the old emperor was sure he would come, and would go against the three factions. Waiting for Shihao to open the 10 heavenly paths and will trigger all of them. Then one of the three factions offered to go explore it first, but the three of them couldn't enter. Then the three of them would not know what emperor she was about to tell Shihao. Then the young emperor and Shihao went together to enter the small world. Shown in the small world, there's a dragon residing to protect the world. And make the noble bounds. This is a realm of testing that is far above the noble. Then ask Shihao to be careful. Then the dragon chased after Shihao, and continued to attack Shihao. For the attack will hit your Majesty, then Shihao rushed to protect him. When the glorious time was about to fall, he was saved by Shihao, but Shihao himself was trapped and hit by the attack. Shown the two of them out of that small world and lying unconscious. Then it was shown again, that everyone was congratulating and praying for the emperor, and is now in complete control of the Stone Kingdom and the three factions as heroes and in the limelight. Shihao, who was seriously injured while escaping the small world, he was locked up in a formation-filled dungeon. And done, how is the fate of Shihao? Shown in the next episode, Shihao has managed to come out and fight with the three factions, then confronted with Yue Chan from the Bushin Hall, and also shown the situation in the Fire Empire. Let's just wait for the continuation next week. See you and have a happy weekend. Bye bye.